If your baby always seems to look one way, fights you on diaper changes, or screams every time you try to stretch their neck, you've probably been told it's just a tight muscle and to give it time. But what if it's not just a muscle thing at all? Week after week, we meet exhausted moms who've done exactly what they were told. More tummy time, more stretching, more waiting. While their baby still favors one side, they struggle to nurse on one breast, arch and cry when laid down, and never really seem comfortable. Maybe your pediatrician noticed the head tilt at the 2-month checkup, handed you a sheet of stretches that makes your baby miserable, or simply said they're gonna grow out of it. Now here's the part most people are never told. Those tight muscles are usually a symptom, not the root cause. When there's a subluxation and stress on your baby's delicate nervous system, it doesn't just show up as a head tilt. It can change how they eat, sleep, drain fluid from their ears, handle reflux, and even how they roll, crawl, and hit milestones. So if your baby has been diagnosed with torticollis, or you've noticed they always turn their head the same way, struggle to latch on one side, or feel stiff and uncomfortable, especially after a stressful birth with interventions like forceps, vacuum, or C-section, this video is for you. Now in this conversation, we're going to break down what torticollis really is, why it's actually a neurological problem first and a muscular problem second, how birth trauma can set the stage for subluxation, and why traditional stretching alone often makes babies more upset instead of better. We'll also connect the dots between torticollis and things like ear infections, reflux, and developmental delays, and show you what's possible when we start by calming and correcting the nervous system. So let's start with what torticollis actually is. Most of the time when it's diagnosed, everyone focuses on what they can see from the outside, the head tilt, the way your baby's chin points one way and the ear tilts the other. The muscles feel tight, the neck doesn't turn fully, so it gets labeled as a muscle problem. But underneath that tight muscle is something much more important going on in the nervous system. Torticollis is actually the result of subluxation, where the nervous system is sending stressed out signals to the brain instead of calm, coordinated ones. Subluxation actually has 3 key parts. There's misalignment, where those tiny developing bones in the neck aren't quite sitting where they're supposed to. And then there's fixation, where the body can't move the way it was designed to move. And then there's neurological interference. This is the biggest problem, where the nervous system is getting bombarded with stress signals. It's like your baby's brain has too many apps opened and everything starts to lag and not operate efficiently. Now, when that happens, the body can't coordinate muscle tone well. Certain muscles stay locked up tight, and your little one gets stuck in that fight or flight mode instead of resting and relaxing. For most babies, we see this all starts with birth. The amount of pulling, twisting, and pressure put on the baby's head and neck during delivery can be a lot, even in what's considered a normal birth. When you add in interventions like forceps, vacuum extraction, or C-section, that stress on the upper neck goes way up. Then think about the pregnancy and labor before that baby got wedged underneath your ribs, stuck in one position for weeks, a long or stalled labor. All those layers of stress stack on top of each other. We call that the perfect storm, and it's a big reason why the upper cervical spine becomes subluxated and the nervous system has a hard time regulating from day one. This is also why stretching alone often doesn't fix the problem. Traditional physical therapy and home exercises are aimed at the muscles, but they don't take the pressure off the nervous system that's actually creating the tension in the first place. It's like trying to push a car while the parking brake is still on. So many parents tell us that the stretches make their baby cry harder or seem even more miserable. If the nervous system is already in high alert, anything uncomfortable just piles on more stress. The body fights back instead of letting go. When we gently correct the subluxation first with neurologically focused chiropractic adjustments, we're essentially releasing that parking brake. Now, once the nervous system starts to calm, those same stretches, tummy time positions, and exercises finally have a chance to work the way they're supposed to. The part that concerns us most is what happens if torticollis is never addressed at that root neurological level. It usually doesn't just magically disappear, it often changes forms. So that same subluxation and muscle imbalance can interfere with the eustachian tubes and how they drain. So we see a lot of kids with a history of torticollis go on to struggle with recurring ear infections. It can affect how mucus and fluid move through the chest and the airways, setting kids up for things like croup and RSV. And as they grow, we frequently see the long-term ripple effects show up in gross motor delays, fine motor challenges, sensory processing issues, and even attention and focus struggles like ADHD. When the foundation of the nervous system isn't stable and balanced early on, every new stage of development becomes harder work for that child. That's why we care so much about looking beyond tight muscles and digging into what the nervous system is actually doing underneath. If your baby has been labeled with torticollis, you are not stuck choosing between painful stretches and let's just wait and see. There is a gentler, more effective way forward that actually goes after the root cause instead of fighting the symptoms over and over again. In our office, we start by using advanced insight scans to see exactly where your baby's nervous system is stressed and how that subluxation is affecting their body. From there, we use safe, gentle adjustments to release that tension and restore balance to the upper neck and the rest of the nervous system. When those stress signals finally quiet down, muscles can relax, movement improves, and babies often start eating, sleeping, and settling more easily, sometimes within just a few visits. Many of our little ones aren't broken, they're simply stuck in stress mode. And once we help their nervous system shift, everything else can begin to follow. Now, if this sounds like your baby, we would be honored to help. So click the link in our bio, send us a direct message, or call E320 Chiropractic so we can talk through what you're seeing and what the next steps could look like. Let's help your baby get unstuck, unwind that stress, and start thriving.